You know, back when I was a boy, there were certain things you could rely on, certain things that were consistent. In other words, products, when they had new versions or new releases,
It's time for the newest handheld.
you knew because of that quality from that brand that you were going to get something comparable, similar, something good.
I am here for the newest and best Samsung television that is available.
Right this way, sir. Samsung is a name you can trust.
Yeah, man, like that, like Samsung, like game console, which after the very impressive R36S and some of the following ones seem to have been on the pattern of actually being one of those ultra budget brands you could trust. While they're ultra budget, you knew you would get them at a great price and they would actually be halfway decent. We're not talking Ambernet quality, but we're talking something consistent. So we're going to take a look at the newest one, the game console, the RK-88. Is it going to have a new chip in it? What does the 88 mean? Why an 88? Is this going to be good? It comes in a lot of really nice colors, but let's stay tuned to the full review and find out. Remember to hit that like button and subscribe so you never miss an episode of our content. Anyways, let's jump on this train and find out just how good. Is Game Console a reliable brand or is it becoming a bust? Hey, sorry to interrupt the video, but are you hungry by chance? I mean, I wanted to kind of introduce you to our new concept here. Let me know what you think if you're kind of hungry.
For only $24.99, you cannot beat our meat. Come on down, play some retro arcades, and have the best meal of your life at Deadfred Barbecue.
Wow, what a deal for that whole spread. So join me down at Deadfred Barbecue, where we have all the classic arcade cabinets, along with such great food like the $24.99 special. No, wait, I don't own a barbecue chain restaurant, but man, what a cool concept. Barbecue and arcade games could be good. Hey, Deadheads, welcome back to the channel. Or welcome to the channel for the first time, new Deadheads. Today, we're going to take a look at Game Console's newest, the RK-88. And we're going to start with the box as always. We have the RK-88. Now, I'm making a prediction here. The 88 is a red herring. There is a Rock Chip 3188, which we've not seen before, but I bet this thing is a Rock Chip 3128, which is one we've seen much before, but we'll see. But anyways, the box has the traditional game console. So the box looks nice. It's got a nice etched picture of the handheld on it. It is raised. This reminds me the shape of a smaller of the R50S that we liked quite a bit, that I have sitting right here on my wall, this one right here. So it's quite a bit like this in the shape, but with a smaller screen. On the side of the box, we do have an image of the machine. On this side, we have display and design features, 3.5 inch, 640 by 480. It is running here it tells you an RK3128 quad-core A processor, 4 gigs of DDR RAM, and a Mali 400. So this is admitting it's a 3128, so this is going to probably have Emulek. It's probably going to be like the one that we just most recently reviewed from our friends SJGAM. Let's see if it's got good software, crap software, but surprisingly, yep, not a 3326. Not a 3566, 3128. We do have the colorways on here, and there is a nice selection of colors here. I did go with the blue because I think the blue looks the best here. One of these is transparent, or two of these look transparent, but we did go with the blue here, the baby sky blue. But let's get this thing open. Let's get the handheld out of the way here. Ta-da! And we just have our typical packaging here. And below it, we do have, no surprise, a USB cord here, USB A to C. And then we have, just a sad sad, terribly sad screen protector, if that's what you want to call it. Then we do have a manual. The manual is very basic, RK-88, English and Mandarin. Not much here. Again, 3.5 inch, 640 by 480, 2,000 milliamp hour battery. So the battery's not even that great. But let's put all this back in and let's actually give it a chance. Let's get the handheld out and take a look at it. Hey guys, sorry after the video, but I wanted to take a moment to talk about today's sponsor, AliExpress, and the Retroid Pocket Mini V2. We want to thank AliExpress for sending this to us. This is an amazing device. Now, we all know that Retroid had a big boo-boo with the original V1 where they kind of messed up the screen, but the new V2 comes with that big, beautiful full display screen. This is an amazing handheld. It already was great, but now it's even better. You can check my influencer page with all the coupon codes so you can get this and other great items at a discount. We love this handheld. It's so amazing. Again, we want to thank AliExpress for sponsoring our channel and for giving you deadheads all these great discounts. Remember to hit the links down there so you can save today. Anyways, back to the show. All right, so we got it out of the box, and first initial thoughts is this is small. Now this is a 3.5 inch 640 by 480 form factor, something we first saw way back in the RG-351P. Go look at my recent video. And we most recently seen in the very excellent C-Fun, the XFH35. So we're in that same form factor. Game Console has already released the R36H, which was the horizontal form of the R36S, which I didn't fall in love with. It had the stick on top. This one has both sticks on the bottom. But picking this up, I can immediately feel that this is kind of cheap. Maybe I'm spoiled by the recent things I've been playing, but it really doesn't match or compare to what it felt like to hold the overly ancient 351P, which is still fantastic, or the more modern R3 RXX35H, which is a great handheld. So not sure what Game Console is going for here. It does have a little bit better ergonomics holding it. It feels kind of good, but it's kind of just cheap feeling. But let's give it more of a thorough testing here. Let's try the buttons. Okay, so the buttons are our typical R36S line buttons that we've seen on a lot of these. They look quite a bit. They feel the same. They are connected, so they're not independent, so we don't have that there, but they do feel good and decent. Moving over to the D-pad. The D-pad pivots. It's good. The D-pad feels good. It is nice here. I like the contrast of this baby blue with the white on here, but then going to the sticks, went with black sticks. I kind of wonder, I think maybe this would have looked better. This is a personal preference with the white sticks. Or if we're going to just get really crazy, maybe a different color stick altogether. Gray? I don't know, something. Anyways, these are your switch style sticks. They seem fine. They seem okay. I like they're in the bottom position for this. They feel good. Pressing them works well. Moving up to the shoulder buttons, and they're stacked, which is fine, but they're kind of short. And they just feel, again, a bit off. They don't feel great. They feel okay. They're kind of loud. They're very clacky. So not necessarily really in love with them. The other thing that I find interesting here is this the FN and this R button, the reset, are super flat. I mean, look at that. It's super flat, which is interesting because it's almost hard to push, which is kind of good if it's going to be near these buttons. You don't want to accidentally hit the reset button. So I kind of like that it's inlaid there and flat. But we have the start and select, which are protruding. So design choice there. Another weird thing, though, and Magic X got dinged on this when they had their 28. The Magic X XU Mini M. But the SD card slips out. There's only a single SD card slot. We know this is a 3128, so that doesn't surprise, but it sticks out. So it's not even flush with that in the casing. Moving around the side of it, there's nothing on the side. It does have a nice grip shape. Again, just a single SD card slot on the bottom. And then, again, it feels good. Looking at the back has this nice little design with this air vent here. And then We do have bottom firing speakers or a speaker. I don't think it has two, but we'll see. And on the top here, again, instead of 3326, which does not have video out, they went with this 3128, which has HDMI, but probably would have been better to bump this up to 3566. We do have a host, and then we have a combination DC OTG. Then we have the power button on the top and the volume button on the top. So overall, it's kind of rattly. The shoulder buttons aren't that great. The sticks, I wish had been a different color, but the buttons are fine. The D-pad is fine. And I do like that it has this very recessed FN and R button on there. It's that same screen that looks good, so no surprises there. But let's get this thing booted up and find out, are we going to see our old friend Emulek? Are we going to see something that's Emulek but locked down? Or are we going to see something different? I don't know. Hey guys, sorry to interrupt the video, but I wanted to take a moment to talk about today's sponsor, AliExpress, and the Ace Gamer wireless controller. This is an amazing controller. It's a mini controller, but the really exciting thing here is that if you can see here on the screen, it has the ability to push down and hide the sticks. So if you want the sticks out or you want to make it more pocketable, you can simply press down and hold it down like this and then let go of the lever and it'll hold the stick down. You can do both sticks for that, making it very versatile. Besides that, this is a pretty good Bluetooth controller that has both X input and switch input as well. It's very light and small. It comes in two colors, black and white, and it's got really surprising good hardware build. These shoulder buttons are great. The D-pad is really nice. And of course, it has these awesome sticks. The buttons as well are nice, a little clicky, and it's very light and pocketable. Hit the link in the description if you want to pick one of these up. Again, this is a wireless controller, the Ace, and we want to thank AliExpress for sending this over for us to take a look at. But yeah, this is a great controller at a very good price. Back to the show. All right, let's get it booted up. And we have a king, a very mischievous king. I think it's their logo. It's also on the SD card. And if you try to boot this thing up without the SD card, you get the familiar Emulek with the 100 fake NES games, as I show you here. But with the card in, you will boot in here. And we do get Emulek as expected with this Joker, King, whatever. Ours came with a 128 gig card, which is great. And while I can't tell if the card is branded because they put a nice sticker on it, it seems to be a decent card. We have 39,000 games here. Now, the problem with the curation of this is I've gotten spoiled by Ken Hank. And some of the curation here, like in the Genesis section, it's just not labeled right. They do a decent game selection here. We don't see a lot of duplicates, but the naming schemes aren't right. There is some art for most of the games here, making it pretty good. But here we go into Emulek and testing this thing to see if it has any built-in Wi-Fi. It does not, which was not promised on the box. But at the price this is asking, and with all the recent handhelds that are coming with Wi-Fi, this is just not going to cut it, guys. Now, trying to use the external Wi-Fi, I didn't have much luck with that either. I couldn't get it to work. So don't really know if that's a limitation of my Wi-Fi adapter or the Rockchip 3128, but huge disappointment that this thing doesn't have any Wi-Fi. Now, the software we know pretty well. We also know what this system can do. They load it with N64, as you'll see here, but N64 is going to chug along. It's not going to play great. You're going to have some games that play well. Other games are going to play just terribly, depending on it. Systems like Dreamcast will also boot up, but again, it's not going to play well. They also tout a lot of PSP. But again, this is really a PlayStation 1 and under CPU. Everything above it's bonus, and you have to mess with it and get it to play very well. The screen on this thing is halfway decent. It is that 3.5-inch screen that we're used to, so no surprises there. But overall, the gaming experience on this is very typical and common. Nothing special here, especially since we have this limited CPU. At this point, there's not much here that can really recommend this. Really was excited when I thought this might actually be the 3188 that actually has that 9 core, but this is still going to use the Rockchip 3128, which is not nearly as powerful. So what do we think about this? I think that this is sort of cheap filling. It's not worthy of the game console name, really, if you ask me. The shoulder buttons are a bit janky, and it does feel comfortable to hold. I'll give it that. It's got nice colors. I like that as well. I do think the colors are nice. The sound is decent coming from the bottom firing speakers, but the lack of Wi-Fi and the fact that this thing has an old CPU and software that's not exciting just makes this hard to recommend right now when there are tons of better options. Go check out our review of the C-Fun X35H or the venerable Ambernick RG35XXH. Those are much better selections at this form factor and size. While this does have a nice little grip to it, it just really has too many other problems, such as the SD card that sticks out. But overall, I just think this came at a bad time. If this had launched 2 years ago, oh man, 2 years ago, you would have been cooking with this. But now it's just not doing it. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed these reviews. I'm not sure with the tariff situation changing how these are going to do. I do want to thank AliExpress for sending this over for us to review. We appreciate their partnership. They have not seen this video ahead of time and had no input into it. But I got to say, this is just not a buy, not at that price. If you get this under $30, it's decent. I would give this to a kid at under $30, but it's not really, it's just not there. Anyways, remember to hug your loved ones and love your hugged ones, because tomorrow is never promised. We still have some more exciting stuff coming up. There's a lot of good releases coming this fall, the dual screen battles and all that. We'll see you next time. Deadfred out.